Welcome to the Not Superheroes Gets Dads podcast. No, we can't fly. No, we can't shoot lasers or pick up giant buildings. But what we can do is help set the foundations for our families, be present for our kids, and combat generational cycles. On this podcast, we dive into everything dad related, from the struggles we deal with as fathers to what our favorite thing to barbecue is. Hello, I am Sean Laurie. And before we start, y'all, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, tell a friend. And I actually wanted to introduce a new segment real quick, too, just to shine light. It's called the Proud Dad Moment. Right. This is all about celebrating the father and their child's accomplishments, big or small, whether it's an A+ on a test or whether it's your child's first word. Right. And on today's Proud Dad Moment goes out to Dwayne Wilshire. His son Nas played in his first high school game at Crawley High School. Shout out to you, my guy. Man, making an impressive debut. You had 11 catches, 195 yards, and 2 tugs, my guy. So, hey, you was eating. You was eating. So, salute to you, young king. Keep on shining, man. And now, with that being said, someone that also played football at a high level, amazing father, amazing entrepreneur, someone that I've known for a minute. Even though we haven't chopped it up, man, I've been seeing him from afar, just doing some amazing things. God's really been blessing him, and I'm excited just because it's been a minute and I've been wanting to reach out and see. So I'm glad to have you, man. How you doing, Dwight?
I'm good, baby. Thanks for having me. Doing real good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So what I like to do as well, I do a little icebreaker and things like that, right? So um, what I'll ask you, because so people might not know. So Dwight used to have really long hair, right? He used to have super long hair, super long hair. So um, I want to ask you, would you ever let your kids' hair get? I mean, I know you have girls too, but would you ever get like ridiculously long to the point where it's like past their butt or something like that? Would you be cool with that?
Would I be cool with that? I mean, her mom's gonna have to handle that.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it would be cool to have and look
Okay.
at, but I'm not sure if mom would be happy with doing that every day.
Every
So,
kid.
that's a lot of work because her hair is long too. And then we got
Yeah.
three girls. So we doing hair. It's a salon. It's a salon in the morning.
Yeah.
Waiting in line.
Yeah. Yeah. I,
One hair drying, the other person getting their hair washed, other one
yeah.
getting the ponytail done, the gel,
Hey,
so or braids. So yeah, it's a lot, bro. So I don't know if she'll like that. She don't appreciate that already. We're already putting
oh.
the oldest hair in braids.
Hey, you
It's
have to
coming.
chip in, my guy. You have to chip in.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I
That's
can do
funny.
a ponytail. I can do a ponytail, but that's about it.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
brush, do a ponytail because like you said, I used to have hair, but
Yeah.
ponytail, maybe a little braid. I mean, it's not gonna be
Okay.
tight, but it's gonna get it done. Get her. You can make it in school today. You know what
True. True.
I'm
Hey,
saying?
I don't play too rough because it might come out, but
Exactly. Exactly.
that's funny, man. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, y'all, I wanted to dive in to something that's I know something real key and real big in Dwight's life right now, and that's health, that's fitness, but also with his entrepreneur ship that we'll dive into in a little bit. But I want to ask you, man, how do you? With that being said, right? I just said you have a business and things like that, but how do you, bro? How do you balance the demands of, like you said, you have 3 beautiful children, and your lovely wife, of course. How do you, like, basically, how do you, bro, balance the demands of fatherhood and running your business?
Yeah, it's tough, but I think like just setting a time and then a standard with the family, so they understand like, hey, he's doing this, give him time to do that, and also me having that balance of like helping out and understanding that we got three girls, two under two, so
Mm.
that's tough as it is. Like my daughter right now, she's crying right now, so I'm doing this in the garage and she's still handling that. So it's always going to be a task, man. It's always going to be a struggle. But I just think that it's just accepting, where you're at right now, accepting the task, the challenge, and know that things will change because they're going to get older. The kids don't stay that age for long, so you got to enjoy them. You got to have that balance with work and just knowing that you have to pay the bills, but also like that balance of like being there with your family is like key, and it's
Mm.
tough, but it's something that you have to be, um, like very, very particular about and understand that you need to be there like on important times and important days like birthdays. If it's practice, if your schedule doesn't fit and you can't be at something all the time, some days having that balance and knowing like, okay, I'm gonna take today off. I'm gonna be there today. I haven't been there for a month. Let me do this today, and
Yeah.
just being very cautious of that is important. But it's a challenge, man. I know that everyone doesn't have that mindset or get to it because you're probably under stress or whatever you're going on. But just like either tapping into like podcasts like this or hearing other people struggle and talking to other people is important because a lot of times we're stressed out because we feel like we're probably the only ones going through it. So that brings you like so much stress. Like, man, I'm probably the only one dealing with this. But when you talk to other people and you have friends and you have a community, you understand that everyone has issues. Even people that don't have kids may fill their time up with other things that's like distracting them from what they need to be doing or getting out of the way. So that's life. It's all about balance.
So like what you said, that's all true, bro. So I was curious as well, like what lessons from fatherhood have you actually like, if any, have is there any lessons from fatherhood that you have actually applied to your business or vice versa?
Lessons from fatherhood to apply to my business.
Like
I
it
would
could have
say,
been maybe more. Oh, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
I would say just being more patient and like getting like right now trying to get my daughter to do her homework is a task, but she's smart and she can do it, right? But it's getting her to do it, right? It's
Yeah.
the same thing with your business. Like you know what you need to be doing, but you may not be getting it done that day, or you may put it off, and it can be like the tedious of tasks can be very tiny, but you know that it's another step to where you want to go. So just like that is like being consistent. Clearly, it's just like the ultimate goal for anybody or anything because
Yeah.
with consistency, you learn something new every time, right? Like if you start today, day 24 has to be different.
Yeah.
You feel me? Of doing the same thing, you might see something different. Like even you just like writing something like in the morning, I'll try to write something down, write my goals down. But you continue to do that, it's going to be something different that you're going to do in your day because of consistency. And that's where we all struggle at. But once we get over that hump and continue to be consistent, I think that like just like you said, you've been doing this for a year. Just imagine day one of like your podcast. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like so then like obviously there's that, and then there's that obviously having to change. Like if you're consistent enough, you'll know that what needs to be changed and what shouldn't be changed based on your consistency. So I would just take that like going back to my daughter. Yeah, she gets better every time, right? The first day she would get one word right out of 10 spelling. Now she's getting 5, and then now she's getting 8, and the next time she's getting 9 out of 10 because she's just consistent with seeing words and doing things over and over. So I would just take that into my business. Like when I see that, I'm like, yeah, consistency.
Yeah. I like that, bro. So then, can you share any strategy you use with your children when it comes to? Because I know obviously you, for those that don't follow him or you will after this, right? Where he's getting it in, y'all. Like he's putting a lot of folks to shame with his conditioning and health and things like that. So like, is there any strategies you use, man, to involve your children in your health routines and fitness routines and things like that?
When it comes to like health and fitness, when it comes to health and fitness, it would just be like just leading by example. Like I can't force my daughter to work out or eat healthy, but if she keeps seeing me eating fruits and other things, and then she'll eat McDonald's, she'll look at me and she'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna eat healthy." Like, or if she see me with my shirt off and she see my stomach, she like, "Your stomach like that all the time? You got Corey, you got this 6-pack all the time?" Like, oh, I want to get that. So she competes with me, right? Because she sees like somebody being consistent and disciplined at something, and then she'll feel what that food does to her. Just at that age of 7, she'll feel bloated, or she'll feel the difference of eating healthy and just feeling like more energy. They may not like consciously think about that, but their movements and their actions are going to show like I feel better. You know what I mean? And she's going to eventually know the difference, between the two. So yeah, she competes. She sees me working out. Like even my little 1.5-year-old, when she sees me working out, she tries to mimic my movements. And then when she comes in the gym, she knows what time it is at the gym. She sees a foam roll. My little 1.5-year-old starts foam rolling because she sees me foam rolling, and she's
That's
rolling
dope.
on it, like got her back rolling on it, because their kids are watching you, and you
Yeah.
gotta lead by example, even on your toughest hard times. Like my daughter has called me like when like on a day where I'm like, oh, just like thinking. She's like, what's going on? And I'm like, then I have to catch myself, like, she's watching you. Like even on your worst days, you have to like push forward. Obviously, you have your times where you can feel and all that. I'm not saying don't feel, don't be sad in front of your kids, but just understand that they're watching you, and you gotta. It's your reason, it's your purpose. At that
Yeah.
point, if you didn't have one, then like this is automatically it's an automatic purpose and a reason not to quit on yourself. You feel like you want to quit on yourself, you can't quit on your kids. So yeah, it's good. Like I said, but leading back to that, yeah, for fitness, you got to lead by example.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, bro, because my daughter's the same where, we eat pretty good and she's very conscious. I'm like, it's just funny because I'm like, you shouldn't even be worried about that. But she'll be like, is this healthy, Dad? Can I eat this? I'm like, yeah,
Right.
you can eat that, right? Or no, I'm not gonna eat that. Dad, that's not good for you, right? I'm like, technically in the long run, no, like you can't necessarily eat that, right? And like she'll see, she sees me do the podcast, she sees it on YouTube, she watches my episodes, which is hilarious to me, right? And she thinks in her mind, Dad's famous, right? She's only 7. So she's like, Dad's famous. I want to create a YouTube and help other people too, Dad. So
Right.
the fact that you said lead by example, I wholeheartedly agree with that. You know what I mean? So that's dope, bro, that your kids is already taking that in, man. So
Yeah.
um how do you ensure then that your family maintain, because like you said, like you're eating in a certain way, you're working out, things like that. So how do you, is it just strictly leading by example? Because how do you ensure that your family as a whole maintains that healthy lifestyle? Like, is there specific routines or habits that you like, is like you establish in your household? Like, okay, maybe everyone else at their house might do this, but this is what we're gonna do here.
Well, it's kind of hard with kids, like as far as like if you already put them on sugar, or if you have family members that are giving them fast food, if you don't have like 100% hold on what they're eating. So when they go to grandma's or when they go to aunties, they eat a certain thing. So
Yeah,
and then like they can easily get addicted, because like food is the biggest drug. Like, and people don't understand. Sugar is like it's very very addicting. It's probably the most addicting thing out there. So that we don't realize, like sugar is in everything, and we can't stop it. If we don't have sugar, like we're like, what is this, right? So they're hooked. As a kid, you'll get hooked to the sugar. So like, I don't like when my daughter drinks soda or anything like that. But when she does, I'll tell her like, this is what it's gonna do to you. Like I don't like strong hold her, like just slap it away. If it's excessive, like I see her drinking like 3 sodas in a day, I'm like, all right, chill. But if she's having a soda every once in a while, every once a week, or we go to a party, she has a soda. I'm not that dad that's gonna be all right, kick that out of her hand, because I know that she likes it, she's experimenting, but I do educate her on like, if you drink that, and she knows that I don't drink soda, so she knows like, daddy's drinking water or natural
yeah,
juices, or she sees me blending up juices and stuff like that. And she asked me like, what's that stuff you're putting in your drink? Like when I'm having protein shakes, powders, and vitamins. So like I said, like the only way that I can assure is this, because kids will never forget the experiences that they have. Like I don't forget my experiences. I remember my mom cooking her food and what she eat, and I eat it still to this day. But as you grow, you start to educate yourself on what feels good. And like me being in this field of fitness, I see what happens to people when they don't, and then I see what happens to myself when I don't. I mean, like I played college football at Purdue. I played arena football for several teams. I played high school football. To go back, I've been playing since I was 8 years old. So I know how important food is to my performance. It's my gas. It's the energy.
yeah,
So some people can perform on bad diets and stuff like that, but not for long, right? As you get older, it catches up to you. Everything catches up to you as you get older. Like with anything, like bad habits catch up to you eventually. So I just lead by example within the kitchen, and like, but I'm not that strict person. Like if they have fast food, or if their mom buys them fast food, or their grandma buys them fast food, I let them eat it.
yeah,
But then like the majority of the meals, they're cooked meals, they're good meals, and you know how Jamaicans get down. So that the rice and peas, the oxtail them, and everything I go on is in it. But so yeah, So yeah, we
Dope.
have a good time, man. They know what's up.
I love it, man. I'm like, dang, you making me hungry. But nah, but so obviously, as like a father might be listening to this or watching this, right? And it's like, man, like that sounds good, but obviously it's challenging, especially now, right? Where it's so easy to get fast food or to drink soda or to do these things because we do it too, right? We do these things as well, obviously, as grown ups. So, what is like what is the biggest misconception parents have uh, when it comes to maintaining a healthy lifestyle for themselves and for their families?
The biggest misconception to maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Misconception as in,
Because so for example, at least for me, right? Like I remember for the longest I was like, man, I can't eat this because it's too expensive. Right? Or I can't do this because it takes too long. Right? Because to like getting fast food or getting something that's not healthy for you is always it's more accessible, right? Even if you want to get like I cannot think of that store right now. There's a store that my boy would go to. I cannot think of it, but it's in Cali too. Like two of them where like they have natural everything, like the meat and all that stuff. Were like literally for like two strips of chicken or something like that, bro. It's like $10, something crazy like that. But it's supposed to be all natural, right? So like basically, it's like difficult to be the quote unquote have a healthy lifestyle. At least that's one of the misconceptions I think. But I don't know. You've been in this field for so long. So just something that you've heard when I guess in a way like the excuses of why they can't have that healthy lifestyle for themselves and their family.
I get it. I got you. I got you. So, I mean, it's actually cheaper to eat healthier because, I mean, if you go to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's for one meal with a family of 3 or 4, you're probably gonna spend like $50.
Yeah.
That's at McDonald's. When that $50 can buy you some, can feed you for a whole week with, ground beef,
I don't know
rice.
about now, bro. The groceries been going up.
I'm saying like one meal, like if you cooked one meal, it can feed you
Oh
for, like if you prep, it'll be $50. You can prep like one meal for 5 days. You could prep
yeah.
for
Okay.
5 days worth of meals. Obviously, it's not gonna be lunch, dinner, but you can prep lunch for 5 days with $50. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? So you can buy a big thing of chicken and then veggies, and then that can be your lunch for 5 days. And then like people eat too much too at that. So I mean, a lot of people like if they're eating out 3 times a day, like that's ridiculous, which people can't do anymore right now. I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
not doing that. The average family, especially if you have like 3 or 4, like most people are converting to like maybe packaged frozen food, which is probably not that healthy either. Well, it's
Yeah.
not that healthy. So, but a lot of people don't really cook, and it takes like cooking all the time is discipline. Like it takes a lot of discipline. So like that's why people feel like it may be expensive because they probably don't know how to cook. They probably haven't
Mm.
been in the kitchen because if you're in the kitchen, you understand that that meal is going to last you for like tonight and then the next night as well. I don't know if some people like to not eat the same food the next day, but if you're like that bougie to where you're like you got to eat a different meal every single day, then you're gonna have to pay for it. Then yeah, it can get really expensive, but you know, people like athletes they prep like we prep food. Like
Yeah.
we prep for the next day. We're cooking for the next day, or and then maybe the next day after that. And if you're really trying to have a weight loss journey, like if you're trying to lose weight, I know I'm getting off topic, but you
No.
have to prep your meals because if you don't have it prepped, then what are you going to eat? Like if you're at work at an office, you're going to probably order food. So you're not prepared. Like, and that's like 80% of the battle is like eating healthy. And I
Mm.
can argue probably even more because like, yeah, you can work out and you can work hard, but working out is going to give you the physique, the look, but eating is going to give you the overall health and how you're going to look. You may not be cut and stuff like that, but you're going to look good if you're eating healthy. And that's the hardest part with anyone, like even my clients, is to get them to eat healthy. Like that's hard. Like you're in the gym for an hour, the other 23 hours, what you're putting in your mouth, what you're listening to, all that is going to like keep you on track. What you're
Mm.
smelling, all that stuff's gonna keep you on track because you have to be focused. You have to be like your mind has to be on like business, family,
Yeah.
finances, and then like taking care of yourself, which people put on the back burner.
Mm.
And then when they get older, they want to put it on the front burner. But you spend all those years living an unhealthy lifestyle and having unhealthy habits. it catches up to you. So yeah, that's like my goal is to spread that awareness, to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Like I've worked in different jobs, a group of people, and they're gonna eat out. People are gonna eat out. They'll probably eat the healthiest items, like choices, but those are not always available, right? And then you get sick of eating the same thing over again. So it's really hard to stay disciplined. It's really hard to not give in to society's food and like what's on every street corner. So I don't expect people to be perfect, but I do expect people to be conscious of what they're eating and to try to balance that and not overindulge in what they're choosing to eat and overindulge in because stress makes you want certain types of food and high sugar and so it really just comes down to like I said, consistency, your habits. It's just who you are and where you are in your life.
I like that. So you actually made me think of something right now too, bro. Is a lot it's like a two-part question. So a lot of times when people are trying to, like you said, change those eating habits, that's even more crucial than working out. Even though we think working out will kind of, it don't matter if I eat McDonald's all week because at least I work out, right? I look good, even though internally my body's not doing well because of what I'm putting in my body, right? So um I wanted to ask you, so the go-to a lot of times, which I'm sure you hear, is I'm gonna have a salad, or I'm gonna have a salad, or maybe I'm gonna have a sandwich. Well, my first question is for those that say, "Hey, I'm gonna have a sandwich," but then I don't know, I'm gonna drown it in ranch, or I'm gonna have a salad, I'm gonna drown it in ranch. Not that ranch is necessarily bad, but they're just drowning it in dressing. Is that okay still? Because at least it's a salad. Because I feel like that's where or I'm gonna drown in ranch, and then I'm gonna put I don't know a bunch of grilled chicken or steak or something like that. Not that it's necessarily bad, but I'm just more so asking. You would know better than me. That's the first question. The second question is, what other options that are kind of somewhat easy besides a salad and a sandwich? Because I feel like every time I see someone, I'm sure you see it too, right? There, it could be at the job, it could be a family member, it could be wherever you're at. They're like, I'm just taking a salad because I'm eating healthy, right? And it's like that's not the only option. Like there's fruit, there's other things like that. So I guess yeah, it's a two-part question, bro. It's like when you do something like that, like drown it in ranch or whatever the case is that still okay? And then also, what other options are there besides the go-to salad and Subway?
Go ahead. So I would say salads. I mean, they're not bad. Like you can spinach salads. All those salads are not bad. I don't think these people that are eating salads are eating healthy throughout the day and consistently because it's it's tough for me to say like, oh, don't eat salads. Like I eat salads. I used to eat salads all the time for lunch, but it's like that's just one meal out of your day. That's probably like maybe 250 calories, 200 calories, depending on what type of meat you're eating it with. It's not going to be like the to end all. Like salads are great, especially if you're mixing, nuts and raisins, strawberries, cucumbers, tomatoes. All those things are great that you can have in your salad. But if that's just one of your meals that are great, then you need to make sure you're having a great breakfast, you're getting enough rest, you're having a good dinner, you're not overindulging in like alcohol and other sugars that are going to spike your insulin levels. And so salads are great. And if you want to put too much dressing on it, yeah, it's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you, especially if it's like ranch, high dairy products that, I would say you want to put like great oil into your salads and olive oil, there's other options that you can put into your salads, but I mean, you can use ranch, but if you're just, drowning it with ranch, then yeah, then you're going to be in trouble. But I don't think that's going to hurt you to the point where like, oh, now I'm obese or anything like that. I just feel like it's a number of things that's going to make you or put you in a situation where you don't want to. And those people know what they're doing, just like people say, oh, I go to the gym every day, but they don't have any results. It's because they're probably not eating right. They're not pushing themselves in the gym. And that's why people need to hire a coach and see how it's done, because all of these things are just what people are saying that are trying to get in shape, but it's not working for them. Right? Like, oh, I'm eating a salad every day. But they're not seeing any results because they don't really know the proper way or been shown the proper way to get results. And that's a lot of people. And just like anyone that starts a business or do anything else, you need a coach or you need a mentor. You need to see like, how does this work? Like, how can you lose 50 pounds if you don't know how it works or you're not consistent at what you're doing? So it's just like, not to say that people can't lose 50 pounds with a coach. They can, and they've done it before. And they probably become coaches, right? Because they have, like I said, that consistency every single day. They're finding out something new and different. And they have great days, and trust me, they have setbacks because they're trying things and they're trying to figure it out. So salads are not bad. Salads are great. Just don't drown it with a bunch of salad dressing and stuff like that. But you can use whatever dressing that you like. Just don't go over your calories that you need for the day. I mean, everything's you have a certain amount of calories that you can eat based on your body weight, your goals. And if once you go over that, then you're going to gain weight. If you stay below that, you stay in the deficit, then you're going to lose weight. So it's that simple with weight loss, but people don't know their numbers and they don't know what to eat, how many times to eat, and then being consistent at that. And they don't know how to cut out the things that are hurting them. So it's an addiction that they just need to break, and people can do it. And then the other question was
basically, besides salad and a sandwich, because that's always
what
a
can people
go-to.
eat? What can people eat? Well,
Yes.
it depends on. See, diet is like very, very like vague. Like some people are allergic to things. Some people can, they don't like certain types of meat. They don't like breakfast, so they go lunch and they skip it. So it's hard to just like
I'll put it
give
like
out.
this. What's give me just top five go to meals. You could put salad and sandwich in there too, right? But just top five go to meals. That'd be easy if you're, because like you said, everyone's body type is different, could be allergic to different things, which is all understandable. Just top five so they can get just a general idea. Because hopefully it is able, at least one of the five, they could be like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Or maybe I did, but I didn't realize that's something that can help. So let's get something top five that you've seen from your experience, from you helping others, from even helping yourself, right? What is like a go to when maybe because like I said, the thought process a lot of times is it's too difficult to find something healthy or it's too expensive or whatever the case is. So just like a top five, I guess, whatever that is.
I would say top five is first, know how many calories you need to be eating in a day.
Okay.
And then I'll go into the meals because you can eat the right food and just be eating too damn much. So, or not enough, right? So not enough is a problem too. So, but for breakfast, I would say like I love oatmeal with eggs. So I put the oatmeal, I have oatmeal and I put the eggs inside of my oatmeal, mix it up with the banana as well. And then I heat it up. And then I'll add peanut butter, and it tastes great. That's my breakfast. I'll have that with maybe a protein shake or just water. Because I just recently stopped drinking coffee. I love coffee, but I just recently stopped just so I'm not so depending on it, like for energy, right? Because that's what I used to do. Like it's like I have to have coffee, and I'm like I gotta stop this. It's not good.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with coffee. I know some people are like, what are you talking about? I'm never stopping that. But so coffee, I just stopped that because I add too much sugar in that because I like it sweet if I'm gonna drink it. So for breakfast, oatmeal with the eggs, peanut butter, the bananas. Another option, people can just have like asparagus with some boiled eggs, and I don't know if they don't want it. Like some people don't really like to eat heavy in the morning. So just a shake is fine with a banana. And maybe some carrots with peanut butter, maybe some celery with peanut butter. If they don't want to eat too heavy. And then like for a lunch, like you can have your salads for lunch if you're trying to keep it light. You can have your turkey sandwiches, tuna salads, salmon salads, steak salads, or you can have your rice with veggies and like a chicken. And like it sounds very boring and basic, but that's really what it is. It's like this. It's not like something crazy. If you're not like at a 5-star restaurant every day, you're just trying to eat to stay healthy, and people just like make it really difficult. But when you see meal plans, that they're very, very bland, they're very basic. I mean, how you cook it is different, how you season it is different, and you want your food to taste good, but it's not always going to taste good. And I know some people are like, well, forget that. I want to eat. Like, I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to, I need me a nice burger or
Yeah.
whatever, or I need me a nice steak. Like, that's
Yeah.
cool, but on a regular basis, you need a routine. You need something that's going to be quick, something that's like sustainable,
Yeah.
affordable. And so, yeah. And then, like, for dinner, you can have your sweet potatoes with your salmon or with your chicken, or, you know, I know some people like this is expensive, but like I said, you got to prep. You can prep your food out. Um, if it's something like I have kids, so they don't really like, we don't really always have time to cook,
Yeah.
a meal that they want to eat for the night because they might get tired of it, right? You know how the kids are like, I want Chick-fil-A, I want this.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, that's something easy to make is like ground turkey or ground beef with rice and like veggies. You mix it. Um, I make a lot of like brown stewed chicken, um, which you fry the chicken and then you basically saute it. It's not the healthiest thing, but it's a lot better than eating fast food. It's a lot better than a lot of things that people are going to eat on a regular basis. So
Yeah.
just learning, like I said, learning to cook is discipline. It's difficult. Yeah, you're gonna have fast food every once in a while if you just can't get the food, but you know, you can go to Flame Broiler, you can go to any place that wouldn't put you behind, or you can go get a salad from a fast food restaurant if you don't feel like making one. And yeah, you just stay in your calorie deficit, your calorie goal for the day, and just don't make things like too difficult. Like, I know it's
Yeah.
like something that people struggle with. Just don't make it difficult. Just if you
Mm.
sometimes it's fast, you don't need to eat, or just juice. I feel like people eat too much, so you know, yeah,
No,
just
that what you just said, bro. All those things, honestly, I looked at it. Maybe I guess the dinner time maybe could be considered somewhat expensive, but all those things seem like they could be cost efficient and they're gonna get you right. You know what I mean? You didn't say anything crazy like, hey, yeah, you gotta get, I don't know, some giant steak, and you know what I mean. You didn't say nothing like that's gonna be super. At least to me, nothing too crazy as far as funds wise. So I appreciate you just sharing that because even me, I'm hearing some of this like, oh yeah, like because I eat asparagus a lot anyways already, but asparagus, eggs. I mean, I'm a slim dude, so I mean, but still, I still even though I'm a slim dude, I make sure I watch what I eat, things like that too, right? Because people be thinking the misconception, oh, I'm slim, so I can just eat what I want. I'm like, no, you can still be diabetic. You can still have high cholesterol. You can still, you know what I mean? You can still have all these different things. So that's a misconception. With that being said, bro, because I appreciate you sharing that too. I wanted to ask you, man, too, on the business front, um, because one, if you don't mind, just tell a little bit about like how you even got to where you got to with your, because obviously you're in the health awareness lane and stuff like that. How did you even get to that point, bro? What inspired you to get to tailor made and do the amazing things you're doing now?
well, like I said, I've been playing sports since I was 8, so it just kind of instilled. Like I'm in my gym right now in my garage. Like, it's just something that I've done like growing up, just being healthy, running. Um, is for me, it's like so much. I get so much mental clarity. It's just an accomplishment that I can make every single day, and it's something that people think that it's easy, but even for someone that works out all the time, it's not easy to get up and just work out every single day, right? Or I don't work out every day, but every week, 4 or 5 times a week. So how I got here, to answer your question, is just being in athletics. I have an off season, playing either arena football or coming back home from college, and you got to make money. So I mean, this is what I do. So why not perfect my craft or help other people,
Mm,
that want to get better or want to be where you're at. Do the same sites to coach people, train people, and then you just see that there's really a need for health and lifestyle coaching out there. No matter what level that person's at, you can be rich, you can be poor. Everyone needs to get healthy. And if you didn't grow up in athletics or you didn't grow up with people in your family or life that were constantly in the gym, then you're not going to know better. So, and everybody needs like motivation to continue to work out. Everybody needs it, and everyone needs a coach, and everybody needs someone to see and be like, oh, I want to look like that. You know what I mean? Because it gives them motivation and discipline. So it was just a big market, and I just, it's easy for me to do it. So, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like work. So those type of things
Mhm.
make me feel like, all right, you're in the right field because I've been doing it for so long, it doesn't feel like work.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So what advice then would you give to the fathers out there that's maybe thinking about just trying to go into the entrepreneurship lane, and also those that's trying to go into entrepreneurship lane, but also it is tailored to the health awareness space, because like you said, it's big enough where everyone can be involved. But I guess what would be like one thing you could advise them on?
Uh, like entrepreneurship advice, like it's tough.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know,
I know that's why I said one, because it'll probably be forever, because you got so many. You know what I mean? You've been in the game for a minute, bro. So you have so many different gems, but just one thing that they can kind of hold on to, or something maybe
I would
that can
just
really
say,
just inspire them.
you just have to believe in yourself because, being an entrepreneur is like you're taking on a lot of risks. Like you're like less than the 1%, that's actually trying, and like a lot of people that try to be entrepreneur, they fail because they realize what it takes, and all the time it takes, and all the ups and the downs, and then it depends on age, where you're at in your life, like the kids, like so if you're a dad, like it can be tough trying to be an entrepreneur and work, be a family man. You're just like you have so many tasks, but it's worth it, right? And it challenges you to be a different person. Like if you can get through the difficult times and find yourself through those difficult times and continue to believe in yourself, there's so much greatness on the other side of that because you're challenging and you're being who you really want to be. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? So, but it's like
True.
you have to be prepared for like the mental challenges, right? I don't
Mm,
want to call it stress or anything like that because you can get stressed out by anything,
yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
challenge, right? To continue to fight for what you believe in, and that's going to be yourself and your brand and whatever goals that you have put down on paper or in your mind. And getting after it, you just got to
Mm.
believe.
I like that, bro. So what daily routines or habits you do to, like you said, because there's times when you don't want to maybe get up and put the work in for your business. So what do you kind of do, bro, to help energize yourself? Like you said, it don't feel like work to you because you're doing what you love. But we all have those moments, right, where you just like, man, today I want to kind of chill today or whatever. What do you kind of do to energize yourself when you're in those moments? And I ask that because there is people out there that's in the entrepreneurship, but then they get discouraged. And then, right, that's why it's so good, like what you said, a mentor too, right? And maybe that might be your answer. I don't know, but having that mentor not only helps you to show you what it looks like, but also can give you that extra energy when your energy is low.
I would just say like you just have to have a good support system because you're not going
Mm,
to always want to do that. I would just say two things: a support system, somebody you can maybe call, because if like somebody else is working and they're doing something, it might inspire you to like, I need to be working, like my boy's working. And then I would say two, just like you need to build your routine and habits. Like it's not going to be pretty, being an entrepreneur. You have to do like a lot of the same things or a lot of new things. So it's like it's important to write down maybe your goals for the day or for the week or the next 5 years, and just like take small steps to them because it can take a while for you to find your hit, or to find that person to change your life or find that idea. And that's what entrepreneurship is about. And then, like, obviously, depending on your situation, maybe have something else going on the side that's bringing you consistent income in. And until that, whatever you want to do is ready to rise or you're ready to jump 100% all in.
mm,
Because I worked a job before and then I slowly built my business and then that started booming. And then I've worked a job again after business started getting slow and then now slowly building my business. So it's always going to be a roller coaster. I would just say it's like find some consistency. And if you run into a dead end, like keep going, push that wall
mm,
through. Like I said, the more and more you go, the more you'll learn. And yeah, just find that group, get around people. People have answers. People are the key. Like people have answers for you. Like when you feel like there's no way, like you need to start calling people. You need to start asking questions. and
Mm.
you'll find the answer. If you really, really want, and like I said, you're writing down your goals and you're trying to find people, um, then because you're not going to make it on your own, you need a support system and you need people to help you and you need people to give you the answers because the answers are out there. It's just who has it. If you don't have
Yeah.
it, somebody has the answer. And don't be afraid to ask for the answer. Don't be afraid to ask people, and don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, like
Yeah.
fuck, man. Like, and when you struggle and you're asking for help, keep fucking asking. Keep fucking opening doors. Keep pushing doors open, and don't get discouraged by your family or anybody else telling that you can't do it. If you, like I said, if you need income, like get a job or whatever, get some consistent income, but don't give up on your dream because the worst thing, like my biggest thing is like I don't want to say that I didn't give everything that I had and I
Mm.
didn't, or I regret, not doing this or not doing that or trying different this or trying that. Fuck, man, try it all. The biggest
Yeah.
risk is not taking one, right? And just being mediocre and not having the balls to do or say what you want to do or do what you want to, what you put your mind to before. And, that comes with just, like I said, believing in yourself. Like, you're only going to be mad if you're not doing the things you said you wanted to do. That's why you're
Mm.
fucked up. That's why you're pissed. You're like, I said I was going to do this, but I didn't. I said I was going to wake up, but I missed it. I missed the
Mm.
clock. I said I was going to work out today, but I missed it. And then you start to lose confidence in the things that you plan. You start to lose confidence in yourself because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. But that's okay, though. You feel me? Because you can rebound from that. And you can keep fighting. Like you're fighting your competition with yourself all the time. But most people quit on themselves because they're telling
Mm.
themselves like, "Oh, I can't do it," or "I missed that already, so it's too late," or "Nah, fuck that." Like you got an opportunity. You waking up every single day. It can be today that you made that change. Like, "Oh, I made this change today," and then you just start, having a snowball effect. But you gotta believe that you can make the change. Like, no matter what's happening, you have to believe that I can make this shit happen. You feel me? I can make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheesh. Look, hey, you dropping gems, my guy. A bunch of gems, my guy. So with that, man, what's been you? Like I said, you've been doing this for a long time now, bro. Like, what's been one of there's so many, I'm sure, different moments for you, but what is one of the most rewarding moments for you being in this field and being in this business? What's one of the things where you like, man, this is where I'm supposed to be? What was that moment for you?
I just like when people start loving working out. Like I've met people that didn't like working out, and now they are addicted, and then their body's
Mm.
changing, their lifestyle changing, their business is changing. And I always tell people that I train that getting in shape helps your business because people like being around people that are in shape because it shows discipline, it shows consistency. That is the biggest sign of this. That's why everyone wants to get in shape now because we live on social media. Everyone can see you. Not saying that if you're not in shape, you're not rich or you're not, but it helps. Like even people that are like a little bit bigger and then like they lose like 10 or 15 pounds and they post about it and they show like they inspire so many people. So like I'm not saying that it's like fitness is not like always about image. It's just about effort and like a change in lifestyle and like just trying to change your habits. Like just constantly trying to change. Like what you're doing is bad, but I'm really trying to change my habits and I'm getting there because no one's perfect, man. No
Yeah.
one's perfect. So, and then, with social media, people think that people are perfect. Like, once you get the body you really, really want, like, people still relapse and do, like, have other things that they shouldn't be having, but they're not going to post about it,
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to post, oh, I did this, but it happens,
Yeah.
so just giving yourself that grace, like, you're not going to be perfect, but, quitting is not an option either.
Mm, I like that. So, my last question for you, man, is how do you encourage, or what would you say to encourage other dads, man, about prioritizing health? And I say that because I'm sure especially in the Black community, I'm sure other minority or maybe just communities overall, but um, we want to avoid going to a doctor. We want to avoid doing certain things for health. Oh man, I'll be fine. This and this. So, what would you say to encourage them with that? And especially as well, not even just that, not even sometimes with the mindset, but a lot of times, right? we're like, hey, our time is limited because I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So what would you say to encourage, other dads as far as prioritizing health when they're like, my time is limited though? So you don't understand, Dwight. That sounds good, but my time is limited.
Uh, they just have to be conscious. Like they have to really understand what they're doing and then educate themselves. Because if you don't know what can happen, then they're not going to stop. Like if they're eating hamburgers and sweets and drinking alcohol, and they're not really aware of what's happening and where they can end up, and they're not thinking about it long enough, then people just don't stop. Like they'll just keep going. They're just completely oblivious to what they're doing to their body, or what they're doing to their liver, or the poison that they're drinking when you drink alcohol too much. And I, like I said, I've drank alcohol before, and I may have a drink every once in a while, but I know that fuck, I might be drinking poison. I am drinking poison, you know, and it's poison to your body. Like if you drink too much, you throw up, you vomit, you get sick. Like it's not supposed to be in your body, your system. I understand that, and I still do every once in a while, but I'm not like having drinks to get drunk. And so it's just a balance. And like you can have a drink every once in a while, you can live your life, you can have a good time. It's just that should not be like something you're doing constantly, and then on top of not eating healthy, on top of not making it to the gym. So yeah, I would just say that. So just understand what you're doing, and then like your kids are watching you, and like you can see like some people, they have like their whole family is like, overweight or whatever because of like their culture of like what they're eating and like what's in the house. And it's just educating them, and like they need to get inspired in some type of way, because
Yeah.
they're not aware of what's happening and they don't care. So it's really hard to change people's habits, especially when they've been brought up a certain way. So you're going to be only speaking to people that want to change. I
Mhm.
can't speak to people that don't want to change.
Yeah.
They're gonna hear me, and it's gonna go through one ear out the other. So most people don't change until something really really bad happens, or they get a scare. The doctor tell them this, and like especially in the black community, like we love like high sodium, and like a lot of sugar and a lot of meats, heavy meats all the time. And so yeah, I mean it's a lot of culture that needs to be changed, or just educated so they're just aware
Yeah.
of like can't do too much of this. And then especially as you get older, your body's not gonna be that energetic if you
Yeah.
continue to
Yeah.
do that. So it's gonna be really hard to break those habits. So maybe educating people now from like and people know now with social media, like they understand, like, and everybody wants to be fit now.
Yeah.
So it's great that it's like, we have social media, but then it also can be depressing to people that's not getting there, and they feel like they need to be bigger, or they look to this or they look to that. So there's, social media is good and bad when it comes to fitness, and there's a lot of myths out there, and like people just selling people programs and selling people what they want to hear. So you got to be careful out there, and like understand who you're following, and follow like make sure. I mean, like people may not know what they're looking at, so I can't say make sure that people are legit, because how would you know if it's legit if you've never been in this field and you're just trying to get healthy, right? So
True.
maybe just make sure you're following people that are educating you on what they're doing and
Mhm.
how they're doing it, and the pros and the cons to everything. So, but yeah,
I like.
going back to your question, yeah, just dads just got to understand what's happening. Like lead by example. You don't.
Yeah.
We black community leads in heart disease and strokes, and because of our food, and people say like, oh, poverty and stuff like that. But I would just say like you can just educate yourself. Like if people were educated, and then like the moms educated the kids, and they wanted to change, and you can change. You can eat something different. If you knew it was
Yeah.
going to kill you and you didn't want to die, and you cared about your health, you would change.
Yeah. That's real. That's real, bro. No, I like that, man. And what he's saying, y'all, I'm not saying this just because he's on here. Like, he's one of the people that knows what he's doing. So I definitely encourage y'all to follow, see what he's doing, even on some one-on-one stuff, business wise. Like, he has it all. So as we get ready to leave, bro, I want you to plug in some of the things you got going on, man, where they can follow you, where they can, maybe see the things you're doing, or the services you might be, providing, things like that. I'm also gonna put it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it on the YouTube and all that too for you guys if you guys wasn't able to catch everything he gives out. But just share with the people, bro, the things you got going on and where they can find you.
I work at Rain Training Facility on Ontario in Corona, California. It's on the street, Ontario, not Canada. All right, so on the street, Corona, California, Rain Training Facility. I run classes on Saturday at 7 a.m. I do one-on-one training as well. I do online training. I sell fitness bands that you can see the bands behind me. I sell the fabric bands as well at tailormadebands.com. My personal page is D_McLean. You can contact me if you want online training and or if you want one-on-one training in person. And yeah, like I'm just here trying to change one life at a time. If I can get one person even out of this podcast, just want to go to the gym more often or want to take care of their health and maybe look at their kids. A father look at his kids like I want to be around to have a lot of energy with my daughter when she's a certain age, and when you're a certain age, then you got to start now, and you got to really make that one of the things that you put in your routine, like brushing your teeth. Like it's something that you got to move. You got to move. You've been sitting here. We've been sitting here for an hour, just sitting down. When you get up, you got to stretch it out. You got to move, and that movement is key, man. It's like it's medicine.
Yeah, I like that, bro. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate your time, man. Man, bro, like I said, I guess just from afar, obviously we haven't chopped it up like as much as I would like to, man. But I just love what you're doing, man. Beautiful family. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You definitely are inspiring so many people, bro. So, I'm proud of you, man. I'm sure you hear it all the time, but if you haven't, I'm definitely proud of you, man. Because the father you are and the example and the standard you're setting for your family, bro, and setting that foundation is a beautiful thing, bro. So,
Thank you,
real
bro.
talk, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. I know you didn't have to, so I never take it for granted. So I thank you for that, bro. And yeah, y'all make sure y'all make sure y'all subscribe, tell a friend, and like always, you don't have to be perfect, but you always have to be present. I'll see you on the next one.
Appreciate you, bro.